So, do you think there's any theaters left that have No Way Home tickets left?
That was so fucked. Like just for me and you to go, holy shit! I waited 5 hours. I doubt it. Seriously, I really do doubt that.
We were
It's gonna
both
make
up, remember?
billions.
Because we were like checking our phones, checking. Oh my god, it was worse than like Endgame.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was even planning to go directly to the box office just to pre-order the tickets because it was unreal. And the site, like they should have better prepared for this long time ago. They should have. I don't know if it's like some tactic, some insidious tactic, but it's so ridiculous. Yeah, everybody, it sold out so fast. It's gonna make billions of dollars. You'll see.
Dude, the only people who really benefit from that is the scalpers, right? Because they're buying in bulk. I don't know how the fuck they're buying in bulk because I can't even get one ticket without the site crashing. But they're buying like so many tickets and then they're just like selling them at like these crazy amounts, like ridiculous that nobody's gonna fucking pay $10,000. I'm like, are you serious for a fucking what front row seat? Like, come on, that's fucking ridiculous, man.
What was that, like a joke or something? That's what I was at first. I was thinking like that's probably a joke or something. That's stupid.
I mean, I'd believe it if people were charging like thousands of dollars because it's a big movie, right? It's like one of the biggest movies we've had for Marvel, like up to date. So plus, we're seeing Toby and Andrew again. So I wouldn't doubt that they charge that much, but it's so fucking ridiculous, dude. Like I hate the internet.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't. At least we got our seats. I'm thankful for that. I don't know how that pulled off because I had like multiple windows open. Like Fandango was trash, and then when I went through in Fandango, the seats were completely sold out, even handicapped seats. I was like, whoa! It's like people are probably get willing to like stand through the whole movie and like the little entryway there. It's unreal.
Told you we'd have to be like Drake and Josh, get like fucking theater jobs at the mall. We'd have to
Yeah.
apply like a week ahead, send our resumes, hopefully get the job before the show starts.
Oh my gosh, I don't
Oh
know what to tell
man.
you. We'll
You
see.
show up to the you show up to the box office, they're like, "Oh, can I help you?" "Oh, yeah, I'm here to see the show." "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. No one will be seated after the doors are closed."
It's like, holy shit. And watch that Toby and Andrew don't show up and everyone's like salty. And then the movie's not that good.
That's why I hope these scalpers end up with like thousands of tickets like that aren't sold because it serves them right.
Yeah,
Fucking
seriously.
internet justice. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast, your source for news and reviews on what's happening in the world of entertainment and pop culture. I hope you guys are enjoying the holiday season. We just watched Hawkeye episode 3 yesterday. It was a very exciting episode. We got a lot of character exposition on a new character to the Marvel franchise. Akram, and also implications of a returning character from a previous Marvel goodie. But before we get into that, Akram, I just want to get your initial thoughts on episode 3.
Well, my initial thoughts are that my eyes are itchy, so forgive me if I'm like this constantly. I'm not spazzing out. But yeah, it was really fun. I'm glad that it was fun. It felt really short, but I guess time flies when you're having fun, right? We saw a lot of little Easter eggs here and there that we'll go into later throughout this video. And yeah, we also have some theories that I think you guys are probably on the same boat with us. So I can't wait to speak about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a very fun episode. It was very action packed. Um, I just love the chase scene that happened. It was so cool. Just I think that happens in the comics too. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, more of like Kate Bishop and Clint just getting that character dynamic. It's almost like a campy like Batman and Robin scenario in a way. Um, but yeah, so the biggest center of this episode obviously was Maya Lopez, also known as Echo in the comics. Um, so she is a critical part of not only Clint Barton's storylines, but also from Daredevil's storylines. She is the adoptive daughter of the Kingpin. And we got a brief scene. Just mentioning spoilers ahead, but we got a brief scene of her supposed uncle, which am hoping, I know a lot of people are on board with this. It might be Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk from the Daredevil Netflix series. What do you think about it?
I think that I don't know, realistically speaking, it might be a long shot, but every Disney Plus show, I think they really try to make do with whatever show or series they have, and they try to make it impactful. As Kevin Feige once said about Disney Plus shows, right? It'll be more impactful than cable TV shows or even Netflix, right? That being said, it's a good possibility it is that'll make this show that because I can't really think of anything else from this series that'll be really impactful towards the MCU. I think that instead of this being impactful within the MCU lore, I think it's more impactful towards other IPs or something like that, right? And so if Vincent D'Onofrio is here, I am so all for it, and that like it's great because we're waiting for Spider-Man No Way Home, right, to reveal hopefully Matt Murdock, right? And so I don't know if he'll show up. I've seen leaks from the John Capia show. But other than that, I do have a theory. I mean, if it's not Vincent D'Onofrio, it could very well be Tony Dalton, you know, or his character at least. It could be him because I was looking at some videos earlier and I was like seeing that he has such an infatuation with Ronin's sword. And there were some theories floating around on Twitter saying that possibly he was the mentor towards Clint Barton. I don't know. This is kind of like a long shot too, but apparently he wants to gather the pieces back. So because he's actually the real Ronin, and then in the comics too, also Echo had like this short stint as Ronin, so it all makes sense if they do change that. I don't think some people might think that, oh, maybe it wasn't Ronan that actually killed Echo's father. It was actually Tony Dalton's character. The reason why I keep saying Tony Dalton is because I can't say his last name, Jack something Duquesne, whatever.
Duquesne or something?
Yeah, but that could be it. It'll be kind of disappointing, but I think that's the most realistic way to go about it. It's everybody wants like Netflix shows to be welcomed into the MCU wholeheartedly, but it's a long shot. I'd say. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a gamble if they do it, and Marvel does love to tease us. We even got like that TV spot of No Way Home, where Tom Holland was like, "Oh, and presenting this trailer will be like my next two guests," and it's like, "All right, we get it." Like, it's supposed to be like Tony and Andrew, uh, but I really hope that Vincent D'Onofrio does make a return. He's always said he's wanted to come back and play this character again, and for good reason, right? I mean, I think Daredevil ended. I at least we got 3 seasons out of it, but I could have seen them going further into like the mythos of like Daredevil and all the other Defender shows too. I think they ended way too. I don't know. I just wanted to see more. But it could be Swordsman, like you theorize. I think that would be the safe bet, because we still don't know too much about Jack's history in the MCU franchise. And we got him at the end with Hawkeye when they were in the apartment, and then he held Clint by sword point, right? So it looks like they're building him up to be like the big bad of this show. But like I said, things can change. The industry is always evolving, as you say. But it would make a lot of sense if they did put Kingpin in this, right? Because he is heavily involved in Maya Lopez's life, and he's also prevalent in the Hawkeye comic. There was like a part where like Clint and Kate like stole this money from like all these like Marvel villains, and then like Kingpin was like, "All right, we got to retaliate and we got to find Clint Barton, right?" Um, so it would make sense if they didn't put him in this, but licensing and franchise involved. But then again, if they can get two Spider-Man franchises into one movie, right? I don't think they'd have a problem with that. But Maya herself was a really cool character. She is kind of like the exact opposite of Daredevil, because she can like read lips. And this episode was very like empowering for like people with disabilities, like the even like Hawkeye trying to like adapt without his hearing aid, or or even just like little like bits with like the pizza dog, right? Because he's got like one eye. So it's a fun episode. I love the chase scene, like I said, with the little Christmas music playing in the background during the fight, and we got to see more of Hawkeye's trick arrows, right? And that Pym arrow was so that was so awesome to see. Like, and like, just imagine like you woke up on the news and you just saw like a giant arrow in the middle of the the bridge or something. But tell me else, what did you think of the episode?
Well, that's so funny. I remember I mentioned somewhere, I think, in the internals review that we did, that yeah, the MCU just Earth is like filled with landmarks, and I hope they like take that arrow and like move it somewhere, like maybe in the river,
Right.
and just like put it up there or
Well,
something.
it's so funny because in the Spider-Man trailer, we see the Statue of Liberty with the Captain America shield, right? So it's funny, like now, New York has two landmarks that are Avengers related, right?
Yeah, exactly. That oh man. I mean, yeah, the thing is, I think Kingpin also owns. Just going back to that briefly, I think he owns the tracksuit mafia, tracksuit gang, or whatever. Just I don't know, but we'll see. But anyway, that's the connections for that. I think we're done with that. But yeah, Alika Cox character Echo, she is awesome. I didn't expect her. I don't know in the comics if she's an amputee or not. Like I like how
I don't
they
remember that either. Yeah.
yeah, I like how they hit that. You know, it
Mhm.
was such a pleasant surprise to see that she's so powerful. I definitely don't think that she's the main villain here. I think that because she's gonna have her own show too. I think that um, something was lost in translation, right? And I think that more things will be revealed. I have a theory actually that I was thinking that Kate's mom, Vera Farmiga's character, I got a feeling that she might be in on it with Jack, right? I got a feeling that there might be something going on. And she's probably either trying to make a power move with him or something like that. You know, and Ronan is all about taking down crime organizations and stuff like that. So there might be something more. I think later on. I mean, and just a heads up too, the TV spot. I people were theorizing that actually Yelena will show up because the TV spot showed a character with like night vision goggles and stuff like that. So I think that now as the episodes are progressing, I think it's gonna get more and more deeper into you know the mud of the crime organization. But yeah, going back to Echo. She's awesome. I don't think we've seen too much of her showcase. Like, she's not an exact copy of Taskmaster from what I could see here, because Taskmaster is like way, I think, more um, he I don't know, it's just he's more powerful, I guess, in that sense. We got to see the skills clearly showcased in Black Widow. Here it's like I don't know, she just kind of seemed like this good fighter. I hope we get to see more of her talents later on. And I want to see more of that. Like, I don't think she has like she doesn't really have any superpowers or anything like that, but like I really like that story that the father said about the dragon. It reminded me so much of Shang-Chi.
I was
uh
thinking the same thing with the are dragons real? It's like, yeah, they're actually in China.
Right. Made in China.
Right.
But but yeah, no, it's that was great. I just like that relation. I like that's the thing, like so much is connected to this Ronin persona, and I'm wondering how can Clint get out of this now that he's like kind of away from being an Avenger. Now is he like is something bad's gonna happen to tie off loose ends? I don't know. I think Jack really is behind most of the trouble in this show, and um, yeah, I don't know. We have a lot of questions, right, going on, and I hope that we can see them answered. But like so far, I feel like the show is like fast, sometimes too fast. I don't know. Again, it's like weird. It's like sometimes your time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, but yeah, what do you think? Do you have any theories on that?
Um, I think Jack, they're really like proposing that he's gonna be like a big villain in this series. I still think, somehow Kingpin's gonna be involved, but if not, and we let's just say Jack is the big villain, I don't think he's gonna be the big bad, right? I think there's gonna be a higher involvement. Because a lot of these shows like Loki and WandaVision like to mislead us into like believing that we know who the actual villain is, and then it turns out, I mean, not like a Mephisto case, obviously, but but like there's a man behind the curtain somewhere in these shows that's like trying to misdirect us. I agree it's a little fast paced, but I like that actually. I think the first 2 episodes had a lot of good setup, and there were, like, a little, action in there, but I think this one definitely, like, showcased, like, Hawkeye's, like, true, prowess with a bow, and also Kate Bishop's skill too. So I think they work really well in tandem with each other. Like they kind of like build even like the the parts where like he couldn't hear her, but they like kind of like finish each other's sentences. So I really like that a lot. They're just like they vibe together really well. So they're
Not like us.
not like us, but one day we'll get there.
We'll see.
But yeah, it's a fun episode. It's still very holiday vibe. I kind of felt sad for Clint in this episode because his son really wanted him to be there with them together. So it still builds off that that fatherly figure that he is. At the end of the day, he is a family man, and he's really it really does feel like a Christmas story, right? Because he's trying to fight to see his family and come home, and just have like a nice fucking holiday dinner with his family. But I don't know, it raises a lot of questions. I can't wait to see Echo in her show when it comes out. I wonder if that's gonna be after this show or if it takes place like we get to see like her from her origins and then up to Hawkeye. Also, is that her brother that was there? I keep calling him Kit Harington because the first time I saw him, I thought it was Kit Harington. I was like, oh fuck, we got Black Knight in here. But I see from the comics.
Not that I am aware of, but no, that's not her brother. That's like a friend. And it was pointed out that apparently, like in the casting, the guy's name or the kid's name has the same name as the her helper. I don't know what to call it. Her
Assistant.
lieutenant or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, there was even like little Easter eggs that I caught too, like in the episode, like the truck saying like "Trust me, bro," because that's the tracksuit's I guess go to motto or slogan. I thought it was funny that they were hiding in the KB toys. Like people forgot about KB toys. Where did they go? That's
I haven't. I spent so much money there when I was younger.
like Hulk really couldn't bring everyone back with the snap. I guess.
SMH.
But that was just funny to me. And also like we got to see, like I said, like more of Hawkeye's trick arrows. We got to see the USB arrow, which was I think a throwback to What If, when Black Widow used the USB arrow to implant Ultron with the Zola virus, right?
Yeah, and
So
Avengers too. So there's 3 iterations.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot that was in Avengers too. Yeah, I love seeing his little trick arrows. Like I hope we see more of them. Like what kind of like devices he? Because does he build them himself, or like does like Tony build them, or like?
So I have a theory too. My theory is that as ammunition, for guns or arrows, it's consumables, right? But since they're pimped out arrows, I got a feeling that he has a guy that's a certain guy from Black Widow that provided her with like the helicopter and the suit. So I got a feeling like he knows someone like that. And also in part because these looked a little different. There's like different iterations, right? These look different than when he was working with Shield. Even his quiver, if you look, there's like a little badge there on the quiver that says Shield, right? So it's that's the first time we've seen anything with Shield for like years, right? So that's crazy. But I got a feeling that's where he probably gets it from. It's like that guy, and then also maybe some homemade things because we saw his like ranch and I don't know, but I don't know.
His kids are like just really good at science, and they just build his arrows for.
I'll be mad. I'll be mad.
Made in China.
There you go. Hey, it all comes circle.
Where did it lead you? Back to me. Oh, and also we got to see a little Easter egg of the Hawkeye costume, like the drawing. I really hope like we we like see him at the end of the show, like wear the costume, like the really cheesy one. But then I guess that'll just lead to him like being in divorce court, I guess, at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to point out too, there was like everyone was saying like this was a perfect time in the last episode for him to like when he was in the Renaissance thing to actually wear like, or they had some large
That would have been
like
so
costume.
perfect. Yeah. Like an archer, like a medieval archer's costume or
Well,
something.
they actually had somebody dressed as Hawkeye behind the scenes. So there was actually,
really?
yeah. I'll put up the picture right now for you guys to see it. But yeah, they have that. So that's like, that was a neat Easter egg. I don't think he's gonna get the costume. I think his time is done. And he said that he's like doesn't want to be flashy because he's not. And first of all, that scene was great. I loved that scene. I loved what he was saying. That he's not like a role model, stuff like that. That scene was so intimate too. It was like it kind of made you feel like uncomfortable as they are speaking to each other at first, but it also like welcomed you in to their mindset, right? And it's just those close-ups, those beautiful close-ups, they were awesome.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't think we're gonna see any rendition of the cowl. I would love it though. That would be cool, but I don't think so.
I mean, he kinda did the cowl already with Ronin, right? Unless he turned into
Yeah.
fucking Green Arrow. And then
Oh no.
then you're really, like, crossing over franchises.
Right.
But
Can't.
I definitely think we're gonna see the purple arrow on his chest, 'cause, I think that they even teased that in the promotional,
Yeah, they showed that.
images.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I always love that rendition of his costume with the sunglasses too. And yeah, I think we're definitely gonna see, well, Kate Bishop kinda already has her, like, purple costume, like, going on too. So I wonder if she'll get, like, upgrades, by the end of the show.
Well, she will, though. She'll in a promo too. She also has upgrades as well. So I guess they have like matching fits or something like that. But yeah, I hope that they expand more on his backstory other than the Ronin stuff too, because I want to know his origins and because people forget too, which is weird, kind of, because he's like a Black Widow level character. Like he killed some people, and it's like they went to Budapest and I could just imagine him killing some people to get like past others and stuff. He is like on that level of like a killer. And I keep forgetting about that. And it's so interesting to see the dynamic between family, Ronin, his backstory with Shield, and here it's like that makes perfect sense that he's not a role model. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that this won't be the last we see of him and that this will actually awaken him in the future because he will get a costume that's sort of a little bit more flashier, right? He's finally unlocking a different version of himself. He kind of just can, forget about his old self. And I think Kate complements that. And I think that's wonderful. That's a wonderful dynamic. And I can't wait to see more of it.
Yeah, totally. I think Kate really brings out, his humanity in him, right? He's kind of been like this, like you said, like this cold-blooded, killer. Even if he did work for the Avengers, right? He did have like some baggage. Like Black Widow said, like he's got some red in his ledger, right? But he still is a hero. He did help, save everybody, even if he did, kill a few bodies on the way as Ronin. But we can sweep that under the rug for now. But yeah, I think. What do you predict? We'll see in the next episode.
I predict hopefully I don't have itchy eyes for the next episode, and I predict that, which I doubt, but I think I think that Clint, I really do think that Clint and Jack have a closer relationship that we weren't aware of, right? I think he's heavily inside the crime organization, and I think that we're gonna see more of that. And I really believe in my theory saying that Kate's mom is like somehow connected, and I got a feeling that everything will be unveiled there. And I also have a feeling we might see Elena. I have a good feeling we will see because like for me, honestly, you could have just made a movie of this show because it does feel like it's not fast paced like the first episode of What If that we did a review on. It's more like it's just short. It just feels short, right? Like you could keep going if you wanted to. So it feels like a movie. So I got a feeling that more things will be resolved by the next episode. And then, oh, there's more clues and there's more questions later on. And that's how they're going to keep leading us until that very end. So yeah, for me, more info on Jack and Clint, and there's something going on with Kate's mom, unless they save that towards the end. Unless because I think the name from Kate's mom, Eleanor, I think she's like supposed to be Madame Mask. So I don't know. Everybody's Madame Mask at some point, But
It's another
yeah,
Mephisto.
basically. So what do you think?
Good points. Good points. I definitely think we're gonna see more of Maya to come. They set her up as a uh foreground character in the show. So we're definitely gonna get more of like her past, like more of her like her motivations for wanting to get back at Ronan. Definitely more of Jack, and definitely more into what is this Sloan Limited company that was mentioned at the end of the episode.
I didn't even think
Um,
about that.
because I don't remember that being like a big thing in the comics. I mean, I'm not like a huge like Hawkeye reader, but because I'm not sure if Sloan Limited was like a front company that was owned by Wilson Fisk. I'm gonna have to do more research on that. But yeah, what is this like mysterious like what is Kazi's relationship with Maya? And yeah, I definitely think there is something up with Kate's mom too, whether she's involved or not, like ignorantly, or she's covering up her Jack's I guess under the shadow activities. We will just have to see. And then hopefully, I do hope we do get big bad Mr. Wilson Fisk at the end. It's a big stretch, but I don't think it's beyond the MCU's reach. So I'll just have to save that jaw drop for when it happens. But we will just have to see for next week. So stay tuned, guys. We got news coverage every Wednesdays as we're following this show. So stick around. And if you haven't already watched our 2 Hawkeye episode reviews, they are out now. Make sure you follow us and give us a share, like anything that helps this channel grow. We want to give you guys more content, especially towards the end of the year. We have a lot of great content coming for you guys with Spider-Man, Matrix, a lot more to come. But until then, guys, I hope you guys have a happy holidays, and thank you for having lunch with us.
Happy holidays.